back at my freeware Palawan multi-airfield scenery again, which you can get from my mega folder. Link in the description for that. So I thought it's been ages since we took the Beaver out for a flight, so let's take the Beaver out for a flight. Okay, so yeah, I'll probably say this at the start of most of these Palawan videos. Yeah, this scenery comes with a set of missions to complete, and we're following that mission pack. And because of that, all of these Palawan Tour videos will make a lot more sense if you watch them in order. So if you've only just found this today, ignore this video for now and check out my Palawan playlist and watch them in the correct order, as that will be a much better way to enjoy it all. Right then, let's get to work, shall we? As that's what Palafreight are paying me for. Come on, turn round. Do it, and adjust the seat heights back down to a more normal level, as I had pulled it upwards just to try and see over the nose while we were taxiing. Let's go flying. We're up. Yeah, so we finally got all of our observation paperwork sorted at Makaraskas. That did seem to take a long time to do. I can only assume they were having problems beyond their control. I mean, these were the friends and family of the amazing President Bumberg, who she personally appointed after getting rid of all the people who used to work at Makaraskas. Yeah, so the problem and the delays couldn't have been the fault of the staff, because even though they are her friends and family, our great and glorious leader wouldn't have put them in those positions if they weren't experts in their field. And General Bumberg always has the best interests at heart for the little people like us, so it couldn't have been the fault of the new staff. Yeah, but never mind. Yeah, we got it done in the end and have the documentation to prove that our cargo has a buoyancy rating of 6 chickens, so let's go and start delivering some of it, shall we? Yeah, the destination for us is Forest Retreat. Now, that's not a big settlement. They have a dirt runway airstrip to land on, which is the only way in or out of the town, actually. Some guy called Dazza apparently did once have a passing thought about installing a road there, but that didn't happen. Lazy bastard. Yeah, so air transport it is as the only access there. Most of the time that's fine, but there is Forest Retreat is home to the haddock throwing pro league team, the Forest Raiders, and on game days things can get a little busy, so personally I do think they need to upgrade their airfield. Haddock throwing is the national sport here in Palawan, and ever since it became fully professional, thanks to our superb General Bumberg, it has become really popular. So on game days the away team flies in, lots of fans, all the press, TV people. It can get a bit crowded there at the airfield. But fortunately for us today, the new season of the Haddock Throwing Pro League hasn't started yet, so we'll only have the normal amount of traffic, which isn't very much, so we should be okay. Yeah, if you've never seen a haddock throwing pro league game, you really should send letters or emails or chickens to your local TV station and start demanding that they show it. It really is a fantastic sport, great to watch. Obviously we get to see it here in Palawan as all the games are shown live on the subscription channel set up by our marvellous General Bumberg, View Bum TV. It only costs 14 live chickens per year, so it's quite cheap, and you not only get all the haddock throwing pro league games, but lots of other fantastic shows too. And it's not just entertainment either. You also get the General Bumberg News channel, the most up-to-date news and current events from Palawan and around the world, with the added bonus of it being true. Yeah, those foreign news programmes, they often lie and say bad things about our outstanding leader, like how she has people shot if they disagree with her, but we know that would never happen. The reason you don't hear anyone in Palawan saying anything bad is because President Bumberg is the most kind and compassionate leader and only wants to look after us. You just need to watch her TV news channel to see all the good things she has done for us little people. Yeah, the foreign news channels, they're just jealous that they haven't got a leader as great as our President Bumberg. I feel sorry for them, really. Yeah, so not a lot to do or look at as we're over the mountains here. Although if you do like a hill or a mountain, then you'll be happy enough with this segment of the video. And just thinking about this, I wonder if anybody would want a tweaking guide to Palawan, and as you could change a few things in WED if you wanted to. The file structure in WED does make it quite easy to do that. Suppose I could do it anyway, just do a little video about it. Yeah, the reason I'm saying that is that the scenery was 95% completed, but that was with me using the Payware Global Forests to produce all the trees. Now I did want a completely freeware version, but when I turned off Global Forests and let SimHeaven put the trees in here, it was, well, terrible. Yeah, nothing to do with SimHeaven as such, as I'm sure it's just really bad and incomplete data for the area, but large parts of Palawan, especially to the north where we are now, no trees at all. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, so I ended up making a forest overlay myself by hand to cover the whole of Palawan, which was something of a pain in the ass to say the least, but worth it in the end. Now, in case you didn't know, in WED, the World Editor, you can set the tree density of each area that you put in from anywhere from 0 to 1. At 0, no trees display at all. At 1, the maximum amount of trees display in the game. Now what you're looking at here is a 0.4 density, 40% of maximum, shall we say. Compared to Global Forests or SimHeaven, which is set to a density of 1, that means that with this overlay I made, there are 60% less trees, which X-Plane needs to draw on screen. Now at this density I think there's enough trees where it looks like a forest, but there's less trees being drawn, and that's quite a large frames per second gain. In some places I'm talking like 25% over what Global Forest was giving me. Yeah, but with a tweak video it's not that hard. If I show you how to do it, then you could try increasing the tree density if you wanted to have a look at that, or maybe just get rid of all the fun stuff and extra things and only have the real airports if that's more to your tastes. Yeah, I might do that. Then you can have a play with stuff if you wanted to. Anyway, yeah, finger ligament update, by the way. Not much has changed. Maybe a slight improvement, but hardly noticeable. Ligaments, apparently, they do take a while to repair themselves, so such is life. Got my Palawan Hospital high-tech splint, which I showed you in the last video. And I also have a professional grade ice pack, which to the untrained eye may look like a bag of frozen peas, but no, they are medical grade icing technology green spheres. Yeah, and yeah, on top of that, fortunately I've got a mate who knows what he's talking about with this type of thing and has done a lot of training in sports medicine and injuries, and yeah, so my finger ligament, he's very knowledgeable there, and I'm following his advice. So don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll get there in the end. Now the weird bit though is typing on a keyboard. I'm basically a two-finger typist. You know, maybe a key press from a different finger, very occasionally at the edges of the keyboard, but 99% of my typing is just the two index fingers. So left hand, that's still the same, but right hand, I've had to change to using my middle finger instead. And I'm making way more spelling mistakes than I used to. Letters in the wrong order, sometimes letters missing, or extra letters added to a word. Quite strange how one small change in which finger I'm using has seemed to have thrown in a really large disconnect between my brain, my hands, and how to spell. Now, although hopefully soon my typing skills won't matter, because I did hear that some of the top scientists in Palawan, appointed personally by our glorious General Bumberg, are working on a new artificial intelligence. Yeah, you just talk to it and the AI will write down the sentence for you. Now, I know other things can do that already, but Bumberg AI will be the only one in the entire world which includes the new 27th letter of the alphabet, which our fantastic president is going to introduce very soon. It's another way that our brilliant leader looks after us little people, because if the AI is writing your sentences, that means we don't all have to buy new keyboards with the extra 27th letter fitted onto them. I mean, she really is an amazing leader like that. Yeah, I mean, brand new keyboard, they can cost up to 2 live chickens if you go for a top of the range one. So it's a great saving not having to purchase one of those. And the new AI app, it's only going to cost 1 live chicken on an annual subscription for the basic AI starter package. So that means we're all making a profit from the addition of the new 27th letter of the alphabet when that happens. Yeah, not too far to go now. Forest Retreat is in one of these valleys. A bit hard to tell from the map which one it is, but it's easy enough to see when we get there. And don't worry about us flying close to these mountain ridges either. Before the flight, as any reasonable person would do, I have read everything that comes in the Beaver Owner's Low-Level Operations Checklist kit. So yeah, we'll be totally fine with that. Lovely, there it is over there. Yeah, Forest Retreat, it's not what you would call a one-way runway here, but the other way is a bit more difficult with the hilly terrain. Well, obviously we do have some hills this side as well, but it's a more straightforward approach from over here. Not much wind to worry about, so we'll take the easier option. Let's get ourselves lined up and we'll see how we go. Not a super long amount of space to get down and stopped, but yeah, there should be plenty of room as long as we don't float halfway down the runway before we touch down. Should be okay. Configured for landing, looking good enough. That's all going fine. Bounce. No, don't ground loop to the left. Hey, ooh. Ah. Well, we have cleared the runway and most of the plane is reusable. You just need a new engine and propeller to be flown in to change them over, that's all. But the cargo's fine and it is at the right airport, so certainly not a failure. And in my probationary logbook, yeah, instead of an unsuccessful landing, I should be able to get a stamp as that only being a slightly high intensity touchdown event. So yeah, that will be okay, and yeah, I'll see you again next time.